Now that you're acquainted with the legislative proposals, let's see. Do you know how the EU produces legislation? Yes? No? Yes and no? Well, it's time to find out, in practice. When it comes to legislating, the EU follows various procedures provided for in individual legal bases laid down in the treaties. In MEU 2012, you are going to simulate the two most common and important EU legislative procedures. 1. The ordinary legislative procedure, and 2. The consultation procedure. Let's examine them closely. The ordinary legislative procedure. In MEU 2012, the ordinary legislative procedure shall apply to the PNR Directive. Previously known as the codecision procedure, it consists in the joint adoption by the European Parliament and the Council of a regulation, a directive, or a decision on a proposal by the European Commission. Under this procedure, the European Parliament and the Council are equal co-legislators. The ordinary legislative procedure involves a maximum of 2 readings by both the European Parliament and the Council. In the event that the two institutions do not agree at second reading, a third reading takes place by a conciliation committee. In MEU 2012, there will thus be 2 readings of the PNR Directive by the European Parliament and 2 readings by the Council. The establishment of the conciliation committee will not be simulated. However, in case of disagreement between the two institutions, a conciliation committee will be deemed to have been established. More specifically, when simulating the ordinary legislative procedure, you will follow the following steps. Step 1. The European Commission introduces the legislative proposal to the European Parliament. Step 2. The European Parliament debates the proposal in plenary. Step 3. The European Parliament amends the proposal. Step 4. Voting procedures and end of Parliament first reading. Step 5. The European Commission introduces the proposal to the Council, along with the amendments adopted by the European Parliament. Step 6. The Council debates the proposal towards forming a Council position at first reading. Step 7. The Council proposes amendments to the proposal. The amendments form part of its position at first reading. Step 8. Voting procedures and end of Council first reading. Step 9. The European Parliament adopts further amendments to the proposal. These can be amendments already suggested by the Council in its position at first reading or entirely new amendments. Step 10. Voting procedures on the European Parliament's recommendation for second reading and end of Parliament's second reading. Step 11. The Council is presented with the Parliament's recommendation for second reading and decides on whether we will approve or disapprove of it. Voting procedures and end of Council's second reading. The consultation procedure. In MEU 2012, the consultation procedure shall apply to the Frontex regulation. The consultation procedure used to be the most commonly used legislative procedure in the EU. After the entry into force of the Lisbon Treaty, it lost its primary role to the ordinary legislative procedure. Under the consultation procedure, the Council and the European Parliament are not equal co-legislators. The key feature of the procedure is the Council's duty to consult the Parliament, which delivers an opinion. More specifically, this is how the consultation procedure will run in MEU 2012. Step 1. The European Commission introduces the legislative proposal to the Council. Step 2. The Council debates the proposal. Step 3. The Council amends the proposal. Step 4. Voting procedures on the amendment. Step 5. The European Commission presents the proposed regulation to the European Parliament along with the amendments adopted by the Council. Step 6. The European Parliament debates the proposal towards adopting an opinion, which may include amendments. Step 7. Voting procedures on the opinion. Step 8. The European Commission presents the Parliament's opinion to the Council. Step 9. The Council debates the opinion delivered by the European Parliament and decides to what extent it will take it into consideration. Step 10. Voting procedures in the Council on the final version of the proposal. Being acquainted with the simulated legislative procedures will largely contribute to your successful participation in MEU 2012, but also to a bright academic future in EU law and politics. Make sure you come prepared. Fun is guaranteed.